This is alternative political analysis, and we will be talking about Brexit in this short video. Now, it has been clear since the referendum that certain Europhilic elements were not prepared to accept the result, to put it mildly. And Eurosceptics like myself have been proven right over time. There is the Common Ground campaign, with such figures such as Tony Blair, Nick Clegg and Chuka Umunna leading it, as well as Labour leader candidate Owen Smith, who was vocally supportive of it. And the case of Miller and DeSantis versus Secretary of State for Exit in the EU 2016 demonstrated how far Remainers were prepared to go in order to scupper what was essentially an element of direct democracy, with 17.5 million people choosing to leave the EU. But what is interesting in the case of Miller and DeSantis versus the Secretary of State for Exit in the European Union was that the law and statute in question was the case of proclamations from 1610. Yes, an early 17th century law was used to scupper Brexit. Now, what was the relevance? Well, the case of proclamations from 1610 stated that Westminster was sovereign, and this was to ensure that James Stewart did not try to be an autocratic absolute monarch and rule by decree. Yet it has been used to scupper Brexit, as the High Court upheld Gina Miller's liberal and mischievous interpretation of the case of proclamations. It's not as if James Stewart was going to rise from the dead and lead Britain out of the EU. And another piece of crucial evidence is that Common Ground issued a public statement on the 31st of August. Now, this is months after the referendum had decided that Britain was leaving the EU, and Common Ground had the audacity to issue a statement on why Britain should lead the EU, not leave the EU. Now, that is, if ever there was one, an instance where a bunch of plutocrats, self-appointed of course, just stuck two fingers up to the electorate, despite the fact that they had won fair and square in a free and fair plebiscite.